Why, hello, YouTube. This will be the start of day 2, working class Exile. We're starting off with about 22 completion and 60 chaos. We'll probably do a little tiny bit of buying first. I remember from yesterday that I wasn't able to use Elemental Equilibrium because on the 5 chaos I had to gear to begin with, the only way to get even a semi-decent okay quiver was one that had fire damage to attacks on it. It was fine. I've been doing plenty of damage. It's fine to go without, but it does feel like something I should fix, and we do have a little bit of chaos to fix it. So we'll probably start with that. And then we're just going to be blasting maps as hard as we can to try and get through our quests to start with. I have no idea how far I'll get through it, but the idea is just to get through our quests as quick as possible. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to hit start on my timer before we start searching for anything. All right. So now I get to search for some things. So we're just gonna look for a quiver. I want some accuracy and some attack speed and not fire damage to attacks. Life is good. Do we have resistances on there? Okay, we have lightning resist, but I can craft on that. And I can also craft on that. So I have 2 open crafts available, so I don't need to fix the lightning resist portion. So that's good. Let's see if I can find something good that's also cheap. Looks like 30C to fix a quiver, which is more than I imagined it was going to be, but is probably worth it. Putting the not fire damage rule on did make it cost quite a bit more. You know what we might do? We might just leave a whoop up for quivers. We might just leave a whoop up for quivers. We're not desperate for the damage yet. If at any point we get desperate, I'll just buy it. But for now, let's do something else that will get us a buttload more damage, which is just buying a 2020 explosive arrow. I mentioned on day 1 how important level of gems were for builds like this. But if we want to get a ton of damage, oh, that's my faster attacks. If we want to get a ton of damage, just getting a level 20 version of this will go a long way. You're doing a meta build, prices are high for that. That's not true. It's just not true at all. If you do a meta build and you're okay with average gear, it's actually really cheap. Like, the thing is, everybody replaces their gear, so it's only really good gear that's really expensive, right? Like the best gear, like the absolute min-maxed stuff, super expensive. But if you're just after decent gear, that stuff gets replaced continuously by the large majority of people who are playing that build, and that makes most of it underpriced. So that should increase our damage by more than enough to not care anymore. Or at least to not care again, I guess. We are also still on a 5 link, so there is There is the option of getting a 6-link if we need more damage as well. But for now... Oh man, I don't even have horizons yet.
How's the trail?
Cool. Moving on. I think my client remembers... It does. My client remembers which filter I was using, not on this account, but rather on the client. So every time I log back into this account, I have to remember to set it back to the filter that I want to be using. Ow. Oh.
Feels like a mistake. But I see hello.
What else you got for me? Yeah, we'll grab that. And we'll grab that one, might be relevant for us. Drop that back on the ground. Oh, hello. I hate jumping out of my map, but we are still in the area where we're happy to make 3 chaos trades. How much are these? Ah, I see. They're 4 chaos. I've underpriced. That's fine. No problem with that.
You gave my pride a bloody...
Be ready to use that hook, Leo.
This one's going to hurt, isn't it?
Death is a...
You honor the way. You honor the way by swiftly delivering. I must confess, take your prize and go.
Oh man, I wish I remembered what I was doing with my points at this point. Oh, yeah, apparently I was doing that. That makes sense. Yep, that tracks.
Blessings.
Suddenly it occurs to me one of the things I haven't thought of working class Exile, which is if we only play 2 hours a day, it's really easy to forget exactly what it was you were doing.
Blessings.
I wonder if that's a thing that happens to a lot of people where they just don't remember where they were up to.
These last breaths. You're done. Go on.
The savage.
Somehow, trusting this right cool wins.
Yeah, it happens to me when I play for like 10 hours. It happens to me all the time between sessions. Huh. I don't know, it's just not something that I considered, right? Because I I generally just spend my entire awake life playing PoE.
And not before.
So I don't think about like, what if I didn't play all day and like did other things and then came back? Like, how am I going to remember what's happening? And my answer is, I don't know, be confused for a bit.
You won't escape me, little piggy.
Normally good at remembering goals, but not other bits. Ah, yeah. See, this is why I just run Toxic Sewer all day. I can see that. I often just default to running more maps and then hope it comes to me later. There. I'll remember something like, I need to kill Maven tomorrow, but I won't remember something like, I need more Harbinger Scarabs. Fair. Well, I don't know where the more than 50 are, but I don't think it's worth looking for them. Unless that's a bridge and I just missed it by like a smidge. It is.
When I'm ready and not before.
There we go. That's better. Oh no. Explosive, faster. Ah, I see. I thought I just found a weapon, but I did not. Time to arrive. Why, hello.
I shall listen for your echo.
Key Hulk, how you doing? Ooh. This gull is just feels real strong for my league start scenario.
When I'm ready and not before.
Nice. Oh man, should I do the trial? If I was solo self-found, I'd do the trial. If it was like day 2 of an actual league, I'd do the trial. But I don't think I would do the trial if I was starting even like 4 or 5 days into a league. I just don't think I'd do the trial. They take too long. And I don't like them. And that feels like enough of a reason to just not do it. Like I can just buy the thing I want. Is this game hard to learn? Yeah. I want to say no so that you're like excited to play it. But the answer is yes, it is. There are a ton of resources available. Tons of resources available. I'm playing a Spark Tank right now, having a lot of fun with it. Thanks for the guide. Nice. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's been my favorite build this league. Oh, joy. Yeah, I don't think I learn a new thing daily about PoE, but it's more than weekly. Like there's just still so much I don't know. Today, 3-to-1 maps will not give you interconnected now. It didn't in the last iteration of the Atlas either, at least not strictly speaking. It actually gave you anything 1 tier up in that region.
I'm ready
and it just somewhat often would be the connected one because of limited availability of maps, but it was actually from that region, which now the region is the entire atlas because there is no region. What did I learn new this league? I mean, I guess I learned explosive arrow is good again. It's not really the kind of thing you were after though. I don't know. Is this Fortnite? It's got just as much building. Aha! Because building got removed from Fortnite. Always excited about that leather belt. Always excited about that leather belt. It'll probably never be a headhunter, but the excitement is always there. Same for heavy belts. Yep. Yeah. Oh, the content of Working Class Exile dropped to Mage Blood. We have we made a rule for the Headhunter or a Mirror of Calandra during the first Working Class Exile, which was that Working Class Exile wasn't allowed to be that lucky. So if I did drop one of those disgusting few 100x things, I would be able to buy it off my own main account for 10x, and it would be like Working Class Exile found a 10x item, which is far more reasonable. That's something like getting a duplicated Brothers Stash div card, right? Like that's a more reasonable thing that could probably happen to someone.
When I'm ready and not before.
You can just be like me and gamble a Mage Blood in the first week and then another one 2 weeks later. Wow. Yes, I'm bragging. Who wouldn't? I mean, that feels like something you should be able to brag about. I don't see any problem with bragging about that. Joy. Hmm. Now, technically I do want to get that. And it could be time to get like a little bit of life. But I'm just seeing if there's anything else I need to get right now. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. It's a very efficient life node and we really should get it. Ooh, harvest. I'd be more excited about harvest and solo self-found, but we do have to check for some good stuff. None of that. Man, speed would be real nice if I had bases, but I do not have any bases. Nope. What else you got for me? Keep that for when we're in red maps. It's pretty nice. Just chuck it on random stuff. It's in my dump tab because it might sell. And I think that's it for the garden. Yep, bye.
When I'm ready and not before.
It's enough for you. I'm not looking for the 50.
Hail.
That'll do. So, completion. We need to get some completion up. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick look. Now it'd be great if I could get completion up, but just be running yellows the whole time. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Thanks, buddy. Kirak's a good friend. So we want to do our best to keep running yellows instead of going back to whites. But right now completion's like the most important thing we can do. So we would go back to whites if we had to. essentially at this point, the first thing I'm after is I want to get these two nodes as quick as possible because that'll be all the map sustain that I need. Just head on to work good on your spark build. Yes, fantastically. His best friend at League Star. Then you go out of his charm and you just actively avoid him. He would be significantly better further into a league if the maps that I was running from him were actually on my atlas. Then he'd be really good, but they're not. They're on his atlas. And that's pretty meh. Look, he blinked somewhere. Where'd he go?
When I'm ready and not
Hey, buddy? 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 Oh, here you are. Make him use your atlas. Like they said they're gonna try. He'll become #1 uncontested. I mean, he's still not gonna beat Alva for like max juice, but he'll certainly become a lot better. Elementalist is just so smooth. Considering I'm not even using half my Elementalist ascendancy right now, it's actually really smooth. Because I'm not actually applying exposure, I'm also not getting the extra 25 exposure from being an Elementalist, which is pretty insane. Basically, I've just got the area node right now. That's it.
this way, Exile.
Mm, 4 sockets. Eh.
Not the fruit, just the juice.
Ooh. Don't need any of them. Bye. So basically here, because I don't have any bases, which I will probably get at some point, but I'm not in high enough tier maps to get them on the ground anyway, and it takes too long to like go and buy a whole bunch of different bases. Takes too long. So because I have no bases and nothing I want, and it's not solo self-found, I'm just looking for anything good whenever I run in here. So any augments or like anything else that would sell for a lot, those I'll keep. Otherwise, I'm out.
Not before.
Hey, Amo. How you doing? I bet it'll be fine.
Well then, come.
Rain of Splinters is so nice. Awaken a Legion. Guys, Awaken a Legion was a challenge. I was not aware. Was very unaware.
When I'm ready and not before.
More bonus completions. So, I know that in my normal trade league, I've been running very juiced maps. Did I just like forget how juiced maps were even without my juice? Like this, it feels packed and it's just a white map. Like I don't have any nodes yet. But it feels packed. Alright, what do you got? Nothing. Nothing. Go again. I'll take the chaos. And then there was nothing in that corner. Rip. Ooh. There is now a quiver available. Slightly more attack speed. Slightly more accuracy. A little bit less life. But I guess most importantly, doesn't screw up my EE. That does feel like the thing that matters the most. Let's grab it. This will be our first purchase of more than like what, 2 or 3 C? If the guy's there. If not, we'll just continue on because it's fine. I'm not worried about it, but I would have bought it. Looks like he's not there. Alright, moving on. What is currently on my helm? Cold res? Okay. The gull is very good though, so it'll be pretty hard to replace the gull. But we will check.
When I'm ready and not before.
I need more mana.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, speed shrine's super nice. I would like a speed shrine on forever, please. This is the move speed that I would like all the time. I'd like this to be my default move speed. There's another one. Hey, the dude's there. Very nice. No problem. Message when ready. Attack speed and fired up multi-bill? Maybe. I believe that I have run out of efficient attack speed nodes to take. So we might go for those.
I need more mana.
Ta-da. Figured out what it is about this MTX that bothers me with enough explosions it looks like screen shake is on. I do not have screen shake on, but I could see that. It's just so pretty. I don't know how to not use it. I do not know how to not use it. Pretty sure screen shake isn't on. I don't know where screen shake is. There it is, it was off. Oh, I didn't see it, but I'm glad you did. It's always in the last place you look. So that's an interesting sentence because of course it is. Because if it wasn't, that would mean you found it and you kept looking. Like, of course it's in the last place you look. Who would keep looking after they found it? Like, who would do that? You've never done that? No. No, but I have spent a good 15 minutes looking for my phone in the dark.
Good
with a flashlight that was my phone that I was using as a torch. That's the thing I've done. Did you find it? Eventually.
The hunt begins. First ones, remember me.
Eventually. I can't be the only person who's looked for their phone with the light from their own phone though. I've also frantically walked around for like 15 minutes in a rush because I needed to leave the house while talking to someone on the phone. And when they eventually asked me, what the hell are you doing? I told them that I was looking for my phone. And they got it immediately and then just proceeded to continue letting me look for my phone, thinking it was hilarious. It didn't tell me anything at all for a good 5 more minutes, which, wow. Like, wow. Classic. I mean, I don't blame them. I am pretty sure I would have done the exact same thing. Okay, let's not respec. Just wait until next level. I would not have my firstborns would have been the thing you're talking on. Aha. Yeah. Yeah. She did tell me after 5 minutes. Like five minutes in, she was like, hey, you found your phone yet? No? Have you looked right next to your ear? And I was like, what? What do you mean? She's like, next to your ear. It's probably next to your ear. And then she just started laughing because I still hadn't got it. And it took me like a good another 20 seconds after being told it was next to my ear before I realized it was actually next to my ear. Like I was talking on it. So yeah, that's a thing.
Good job.
When I'm ready and not before.
She grappled with her being from the beginning. A lesson hidden every.
Just in time.
I can't right now.
Ah, there you are. Bye.
What? Yep.
History repeat. Ah, let's go.
Real life interruptions, just like an actual working class exile. All right, so here's the deal. What if I have to get up and do something real quick? Do I get to pause the timer? I feel like this is just up to chat. Nah, that comes with the time to play. Wife tells you to go take out the trash or something. Life does not pause. Man, that's so inconvenient. Nah, most people are saying you don't get to pause the timer. Most people are saying you don't get to pause the timer. I'm okay with it. I'll only be a minute. We'll be as quick as we possibly can. Oh, lightning res. I need to fix that. Perfect. Perfect. No, it's not. Right. I'll be just a quick second. Just a quick second. Right, okay. All right. All right, we did. We did. Next map, please. Next map, please. Do I really not have any more? Any more? Ah, we got these though. Hello. Highest tier map, please.
Have been working in this region.
Lots of 10s.
They're ready for your expertise. Go see if you can't unearth something interesting. The map ahead appears to be infested with groups of corrupted monsters.
Let's go. Now we have to edit something in for that part. None of these are getting any editing. These just get put straight on.
When I'm ready and not before.
Tell you what we will do. We'll let YouTube comments decide whether, if that happens again, whether they want me to pause the timer or not. Or whether they're okay with the 2 minutes of dead air because a real interruption happens and you just don't get to do anything about it. And YouTube can decide whether that happens again or whether I just pause it. I think they're going to tell you to go. They might. Oh, no delirium orbs from this one. Oh, that's actually the map clear. All right. Real question is, what happens if you eat beef in the next 30 days? YouTube needs to know.
Hey,
I get real good at squeezing.
lingers in this map, germinating unknown dangers. Hey,
Purchase. What else can we get? Yoink yoink. And then we'll do that. Halfway done. How do you feel you've accomplished this time? I mean,
I'm ready and not
today and tomorrow is probably going to be mostly just trying to progress the Atlas as far as possible. So it won't be like huge. We didn't get any like lucky drops today so far, so that's been a little bit sad. And by lucky drop, I really do just mean like 10C drops, you know, things like that. Because we did get like 2 or 3 of those yesterday, and that was pretty good. It's pretty useful. I mean, never mind. $12C for that card. So that's pretty good. Feel better about it now. This feels like a very, very strong build. The more I play this, the more I'm like, I want to league start this next league.
When I'm ready and not before.
Nerfs Ahoy. I mean, it's fine if it gets nerfed, it gets nerfed. If it gets nerfed, it gets nerfed. In terms of we're playing a recent build, yeah, it does really feel like the prolif is what made it suddenly feel much better.
The job never ends. Godslayer? How's the trail? Stay vigilant.
Prolif on all the builds. Prolif. Prolif on everything, please. 12 chaos. What are some other popular builds? Ear totems, mage, skeletons, trappers. Lightning strike. Also a pretty popular one.
The Kalgurans have been working in this.
Waste pool, more completion. But yeah, omniscience plus anything. Oh, hello. And have a buttload more damage. That is a lot more damage I just got then.
Over here. Itching for me to lose another limb, are ya?
Does the damage from omniscience not coming from not having to have res on gear? Also penetration. You get like 200 pen, and that's a lot. Not hardcore viable. Yeah, I thought that might happen since they're 4.5 each. See, now if I was happy to like wait, I probably could have gotten 5C for those instead of 4. But like, I want to wait. I want my money now, right? Bye, boss man. Next time, working class gauntlet. Oh no. Oh no. That would just be 10 straight days of Act 1. I just, no. Day 5 about ready to fight Brutus, right? Now, I do have to make a purchase. Come on, buddy. We'll just scroll down a little bit and buy from someone else at a slightly worse price, so we get it right now. All right, come on, someone. Okay, this right here, this is the most frustrating part of being a working class exile. Excuse me, I just need to buy this thing. This is the worst part right here. Come on. Hey, someone. Perfect. Perfect. So the reason we went and bought these for 5C is so that we don't have to pick any of them up forever. This saves us a ton of time. Not only do we not have to pick these up, we also don't have to pick up wisdoms or transmutes or portals, basically.
Hello.
So we vendor these this amount, right? And then we turn those into portals. Now we got all the portals we need for ages, and then we vendor these more so that we have wisdoms as well. We put one stack away. Oh, not in guild bank. Move my wisdoms over there, put one stack away. Congratulations, for 5C you no longer have to pick any of these out, which is also why they're not on my filter, because I knew I would do that. That is something I would say super important for working class exile type people, you really just from as early as possible, you cannot afford to be picking up the tiny gumball currency. It's so much time. Even though that was slightly annoying to do that trade, and like I had to message like 6 people, that's still way quicker than it would have been to pick up what I get 1,000 scrolls total just then. Like that's a lot of time you spend picking up loot. Are you on strict filter now? No. So I'm on my own personal general mapping filter because I'm not in red maps. Once you get to, well, the old rule used to be 4 watchstone maps. Once you get to 4 watchstone maps, which now, you know, around tier 14-ish, that's when you should move to strict. Oh no, I don't have a cast on Death Portal. This was like 2 days ago. This is actually really useful. Yep. No. I wouldn't even run back through this if it wasn't a map I needed completion for. But I do need completion for it, so here we go. Oh man, I know this is a minus max map. I might need to be a little bit tankier than this though. Wait, is it? This isn't. No, this isn't even the minus max map. Okay. Here we go. Skipping contracts as working class exile. Frankly, that's got nothing to do with working class exile. That's just me personally hating them. I just hate them and I don't want to. I hate them, I don't want to, and you can't make me. This working class exile skipped Heist League and doesn't know how it works. Perfect. That's the story. This working class exile didn't get to play Heist League, and the whole area just confuses them.
When I'm ready and not before.
So they just don't. Nailed it. Perfectly understandable. Could watch a heist video while eating food. I mean, they could, but this working class exile is me, and I just don't like contracts. I just don't wanna. That is some damage though. Why change the command if you don't mind me asking? I'm a noob. That overlay is for my other account, my main account. The Twitch overlay. Oh no, I'm gonna die to bleeding. Yep. That Twitch overlay is for my main account. However, that is an explosive barrier build and it is wearing change the command. The reason for that one is that is in solo self-found, and I went into Delve and a 6 linked one happened to drop, and I hadn't even found a tabular yet, so it was put that on or still have a 4 link. Those were the options, so I just put it on for the sake of having links. It's basically a tabular with some armor and life. It doesn't do anything. I wonder if anyone's doing a play along. I mean, I definitely told people in stream that I was going to start it. I don't know if I told YouTube ahead of time. In fact, I don't even think we got day 1 out on YouTube yesterday. Because YouTube might be slightly behind.
When I'm ready and not before. The explosions are so chunky on this build.
is so chunky. Oh, but isn't finishing those not the core damage? It's fine. You say that like the finished min-maxed versions of this aren't also like that, but they kind of are. Now we're stressed out. Midnight is the main damage part. I found one guy. The reason for that is the links he had just happened to force him into the one deadly ailments. He had too many greens. If he swapped off deadly ailments, it'd probably be just like all the rest. Why champ over Elementalist? I feel like I might need to disable the overlay whenever I do working class. Because that's my main account in Solo Self-Found that you see on the overlay. This is an Elementalist. Working class Exile and softcore trade has definitely gone Elementalist. Ooh.
Viewed with a childlike wonder at once enlivening and exhausting. They sought novelties from far and wide at her insistence, never satisfied with curiosity, her lust for conflict and contest.
Pain. Oh, yes, I would like to do that, please. I'll come back for this. I would love your 12C. Oh, that was all there was. Well, I definitely should have just finished that first. Whoops. Oops.
Hail.
The Maven Crucible.
You won't escape me, little piggy.
Oh. This is go for your attack speed? They do. They go off all of your offensive stats, but have their own set of defensive stats. Is working class level stuff in there offhand yet? Yep.
Stay vigilant.
Ooh, hello. Always a big fan of the mirror. Wish I would get it in maps that are actually good for mirrors. That'd be great. What do you got for me? Nothing. I mean, I say nothing. Still dropped like 2C worth of stuff, which is not irrelevant. It's so pretty. Explosive arrow is so pretty. I think they should do this more often. Bring out really good MTXs for the skills that are meta. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. I feel like they quite often don't build MTX specifically for the skills that are meta. Like, quite often MTXs come out like a league or two late, or just for a skill no one uses. And I'm like, if all the focus was just on what they've done super recently, yeah, super recently they've been meta skills. Like, we got Tornado Shot, we got Exsanguinate, we got Explosive Arrow. These were all good, but this is not the standard, right? It's not like what they do. I feel like it should be. The question is, does Twilight equal Celestial? Oh, like anytime anything gets a Celestial MTX, it gets nerfed? Is that going to happen with the Twilight ones? I don't know. Good question. I mean, we do have some new ones here. Ooh. Ooh.
By all reports, this area contains at least one powerful beast, frozen in some sort of crystal. Personally, I just leave it trapped.
Yeah, all right. I was hoping to get a red map completed today. Just because that would unlock the ability to get red dailies. I would start gathering red dailies. And those are worth quite a bit. And quite a bit more than my yellow dailies are. Didn't you get that tier 12 yesterday? I don't think so. No. I mean, technically, but it's a unique map. I'll check my div cards.
When I'm ready and not before.
Boom. Now let's see how much defense this gives us. Do we have any suppression at all right now? No. That only gives us 14 suppression. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be. All right, we got those. We're going to grab essences next. Map. Okay, nothing in there. No reds. No full stack of cards. So no? Three voids. Alright, people are gonna get upset if I don't turn in the voids. Nope. And nope. And no. Wow, replica warpaths so much because they're very, very, very strong. Okay, how long we got left? Another 20 minutes. Let's make sure we do our red map. We need to pick a base one. Tier 11. If we're close enough to it, if we're close enough to red maps, we should pick up some red maps. Or at least up red map, just to get the daily out the way, because this is basically one free extra red map every single time, as long as somebody replies to me. Oh, easy, nailed it. When I said thank you in game, I just realized that everyone I trade with sees the name Baylor sub to my OnlyFans. Oh no. Oh no, I valed it into cannot regen. Mana flask. That's a pretty shit mana flask. Let's go fix it real quick.
Greetings.
You'll do. Yep, you'll do.
For freedom.
Swap in life tap? I could. Does it count even if you're running yellow maps last for your daily? I believe so, yes. No, I could just run it at all. I could just run any mana flask and it would be fine. But if we can get an enduring mana flask, that'll be super nice. That'll do it. Not only did it become an enduring mana flask, it rolled 21% reduced mana cost, which means it only costs me 10 mana to place a totem while that's up. Seems honestly probably redundant, that, because with it being an enduring mana flask and all, it will already stop me from running out of mana. Because this is a cannot regen map, I am gonna have to go a little slower. No full speed blast because the only recovery I have is my life flask, but that's okay. Now it's a race against the clock. Not really, I've got like 12 minutes still. Even this map I could finish twice. Two more minutes, hon. I need to finish this tough map. Not wrong though. There we go. Been down the side paths. Like I said, I'd have to run it a little slower, but not like slow. You just need I just need an enduring mana flask. A little bit later in the league, if I like, you know, have extra maps to play with and a little extra currency to play with. If I rolled a map into cannot regen like this, I would just throw it on the ground. I just wouldn't run it, I'd just roll another one. But there we go. Red map done. And we'll keep that somewhere just in case. Hey look, we got another red map. Pog. Ooh. Put that at the end of the list. Day one, I'd hang on to it. That's right, hang on to it for sacrifice and corrupted map for another one of the same tier. True, that could be pretty useful too. Like if it was something you actually couldn't run. Like in that instance, I could just change into an enduring flask. But like if it was a mod you couldn't run and you were like, man, that's my highest tier map, I needed it. You could just hold it and get the next map harvest you get will have probably a sacrifice corrupted map. Valing your first red map is a pretty big ball play. I feel like it's pretty standard. Is it not standard? Like for me, my only reason to not Val the red map when I need completion for it is that I've run out of Val orbs. That happens. I'm like, well, I'm out of Val orbs and it's day one and I can't afford to buy some Val orbs, so I guess we just go without them. I've done that. I've done that before. Always run Val side areas. That's actually a mistake I made while leveling this character. I should have done Val side areas. Not necessarily something I'm used to doing, but I should have. Oh man. Map it all, run map it all. I mean, that's still got a pretty good amount of merit to it. Like just run map. Just run map.
Pale, pale, pale.
I think that gets exponentially worse the less amount of playtime you have to. Like working class Exile here doesn't have time to sit around thinking whether it was right to Val that map or not. You just make a decision and go.
Risky choice.
Right? Like if you chose not to Val it, just throw it in and go. If you chose to Val it, throw it in and go. Just make a decision. Oh. Weapon entire loads in isolation. Ooh, rough. Rough J-split. Oh man, what the sorry, was that bleed? I really wasn't paying attention. Was that bleed or was that just burning ground? Whoa, yeah, it's corrupting blood, by the way. Okay. We're gonna have to get corrupting blood immunity pretty soon. I just want to get completion of this map before my time's up, buddy. Nurses need a pay raise, all the shit that's going on. Nurses needed a pay raise before all of this shit started going on. That was already a thing. Before everything went to hell, nurses already criminally underpaid.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And teachers. I'd love to share your opinion of teachers, but the entire schooling system let me down from day one until my final day. It was a complete waste of time. I never met a good teacher. Sure, they exist, but I didn't meet a single one during my schooling. Underpaid too, so they stopped caring. Sure. Sure. All right, let's see, where are we at? So that's time. That is time. Stop. No more maps. Quick D&D in case anyone tries to buy anything, because that's cheating. This character's already logged off. So what did we get today? We got up to level 82, which is not too bad for day 2. Little bit slower progression than day 1. We got a few levels. It got us a little bit tankier. We picked up a little bit of life. We picked up Mage Bane. Mage Bane? Yeah, we finished off our totem wheel for a little bit more damage and life so that our totems stop dying. And we replaced our quiver with a pretty good quiver so we could get EE on. That made a huge difference, damage up a lot, because we didn't just get the 25 res from exposure. We weren't doing exposure at all, which means we also didn't have the exposures you inflict apply an extra 25. So we got 50 res exposure today, so that was huge. Now we do proper damage. I am finding it a tiny bit squishy. To be fair, we don't have an incredibly good set of defenses right now. With flasks up, we're looking at 14,000 armor and 5,000 evasion right now, and only 14% suppress, because we didn't really worry about defenses yet. Super early, it was more about just get me enough to clear and go blasting, which we've done. There's enough damage to clear. We've done some pretty good. We did a tier 11 map and we have a tier 12 map, but we are not what I'd call in reds yet, because that's it. That's our only red map. We're back to yellows if that doesn't give a return. But overall pretty good. We are down to 58. I think that's a little tiny bit less chaos than we started with, because we did spend 30C in a quiver. I'm probably going to spend the majority of this tomorrow. The first thing I'm going to do is probably buy a stack or two of Alks and a little bit of Vals and a little bit of Scours, so that I just don't have to worry about any of that. And then if there's anything left, I will just buy whatever upgrades I can that are relevant. Probably the chest. I plan on wearing a Hiram's Ire, I think is what you call it, the one with all the cold damage. Probably going to throw one of them on if I can afford it as well, and then we're just straight back into maps, because we do not want to spend a large amount of time worrying about what we're doing as much as getting stuff done. So we do still have to do gear upgrades, and we should, and so I will grab that. Between that chest and these 2 points here, we will end up with a pretty decent amount of suppression, and then the next time we stop to re-gear or upgrade, we will cap our suppression by replacing 1 or 2 pieces of gear. We won't be that far off. We will need a little bit more than what we have, but at least we'll get some defenses like this, and then we'll move on. So yeah, little bit slower than day one, and we didn't get to fight a boss today, which was a little, I mean, we just didn't do enough high tier maps, so I progressed Maven a little bit, which was okay. We didn't quite have enough high tier maps, so hopefully either tomorrow or the day after we get to fight both of the bosses. I'm guessing both of the bosses will happen on the same day, because they're pretty close tied together in how to get them. Basically, once you're at that decent tier of map, you'll just run maps and it'll happen. So they'll probably both happen on the same day. But otherwise, pretty good day, and I will see all of YouTube people tomorrow. Say goodbye, everyone.